Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some seriously fascinating ideas that blend spirituality and philosophy. We're talking about God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and even the law of attraction. It's a big mix, but trust me, it all connects in a way that's pretty incredible. First up, let's talk about God. Now, whether you're coming from a religious background or just curious, God represents a higher power, the ultimate creator. Depending on who you ask, God can be seen as a personal being, an abstract force, or even the universe itself. What's super interesting is God's role as the creator, especially in the book of Genesis. There's this powerful narrative where God speaks the world into existence. Think about that for a moment. The idea that words have creative power. In Genesis, we see the phrase as deporates, and God said, repeated over and over, each time something new is created light, land, animals, you name it. This idea of God using his voice shows us that words hold power. Just like God, we, as his creations, have that same ability. Our words can shape our reality, influence our thoughts, and even create our experiences. Isn't that mind-blowing? It's like we're all co-creators with God, and our spoken words can manifest our intentions. Now, let's bring Jesus into the mix. In the New Testament, Jesus is described as the Word made flesh. This means that he embodies the very principles that brought creation into being. Jesus teaches us about love, compassion, and connection. His message resonates deeply with the idea of using our words and actions to create a better world. It's like he's saying, hey, you have the power to shape your life and the lives of those around you. Moving on to the Holy Spirit. This aspect of divinity can feel a bit mysterious, but it's essentially how God's presence moves in the world today. The Holy Spirit is about guidance, comfort, and inspiration. It's that little nudge you feel when you're faced with choices or when creativity strikes. This presence empowers believers to live out their purpose, reminding us that we're never alone in our journey. Now, let's get into the law of attraction. This idea suggests that like attracts like. Essentially, what you focus on is what you attract into your life. If you think positively and envision your goals, you're more likely to see them manifest. This concept aligns perfectly with the idea that our words and thoughts hold power. When we speak positively about ourselves and our dreams, we're harnessing that same creative energy that God used. Here's where it gets really cool. There's a notion that everything is one, that we are all part of a greater whole. This idea challenges the binary way of thinking about good and bad. Instead of seeing life in a polarized way, it invites us to view everything as part of life's unfolding journey. In a way, there's no absolute good or bad. There's just life, happening as it will. In the biblical narrative, we encounter two trees in the Garden of Eden: the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The tree of life represents simply existing in a state of connection and harmony, whereas the tree of knowledge brings the burden of judgmental ways having to discern what's right or wrong. What if we were meant to embrace the tree of life, just living, experiencing, and not overthinking every little choice we make? Imagine living without the weight of always needing to judge or categorize your actions. It's a liberating thought. We can embrace life itself, appreciating each moment for what it is, rather than constantly worrying about whether it's good or bad. By understanding these concepts, we create space for peace and connection, a much healthier way to navigate our journeys. So, to wrap it up, today we explored the powerful connections between God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and the law of attraction. We've seen how creation begins with spoken words and how we have the power to shape our realities. Let's remember that at our core, we're all part of the same beautiful existence. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this chat, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What are your reflections on these ideas? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep creating and connecting.